Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Hello, viewers around the world. You are welcome to SSM Monday News Between the Lines. My name is Mark Godwin Irajoa, and joining me in the studio is our colleague from London, UK, Dr. Olufemi Oba. Dr. Olufemi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mark, and fellow Nigerians all over the world? How are you as well?
Yes, for sure. Nigerians have a way of getting by. We know they are doing fine. Dr. Femi, it's good to have you. This Monday, the 8th of December, and we're here to kickstart the news updates Between the Lines. Let's look at some of what's happening, Dr. Femi. Let's start with something very crucial. Benin. You call Benin, or Benin, anyhow you pronounce it. The coup in Benin, the attempted coup in Benin was thwarted. We had the Interior Minister yesterday come to say everything is in control. The statements came after we saw soldiers appear in the state TV taking over. Let's see some snippets. Let's see some clip from that whole thing. I don't know. I think
Benin's government said on Sunday its armed forces had foiled a coup attempt in the West African nation. Several soldiers had gone on state television to announce that the constitution was suspended and all borders were closed. They said a military committee led by Colonel Tigri Pascal had taken power and that the move was to give our country a new direction, following what they described as the multiple failures of President Patrice Talon's government. But Interior Minister Alassane Seydo said in a TV address later that loyal Beninese forces had retained control of the country, and he urged people to go about their business as usual. The coup attempt was the latest threat to democratic norms in the region, where militaries have in recent years seized power in Benin's neighbours Niger and Burkina Faso, as well as Mali, Guinea, and just last month, Guinea-Bissau. It came as Benin was preparing for a presidential election in April that would mark the end of Talon's presidency, which began in 2016. In their TV statement, the soldiers mentioned the deteriorating security situation in northern Benin, quote, coupled with the disregard and neglect of our fallen brothers in arms. Talon has been credited with reviving economic growth, but the country has also seen an increasing number of attacks by jihadist militants that have also wreaked havoc in Mali and Burkina Faso.
Okay, that's our coordinator in far away from us. She was able to bring that news. Dr. Femi, imagine the number of soldiers storming to a national TV station, announced the coup, and after it was thwarted. What will you say about all of this? Is Benin trying to follow Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger? Is it a new norm now, trying to get out of the hands of the colonial France? Tell us.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy to hear that coup has been thwarted, because it's like going back to the dark ages of snatching government bantam by force, by gun, and we've seen that most of the time the the situation of the nations become worse than they found it under the military government, because like it's saying that the best military government is worse. It is worse than the worst civilian government, because a civilian government, no matter how you change the civilian government. No matter how bad the civilian government is, you change them. Secondly, people have a say in their life. People have a say in their government, and a lot of people, a lot of interest is served in a civilian government. In a military government, only a few interests is served, and even the freedom of speech is also curtailed.
Hold tight. Hold what you're saying, just to bring our coordinator from Toronto, Canada, George Chukwu. So, George, it's good to see you.
Well, it's good to be here. Dr. Olufemi, I greet you.
Hi, George. Sir George. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, good, how are you? How's awesome. The cold in Canada?
Well, we are enjoying it.
cold in Canada.
We're enjoying it. Yes.
Right, George. Dr. Femi was saying something very, very important. Dr. Femi, let's hear what you're saying. That the worst of the democratic government is still better than
the military government.
Okay, so tell us. Yes,
because
we're talking about Benin.
No matter how bad the military civilian government is, it will spread it has to cover a lot of interest in governance. Meanwhile, military government only cover very few interests, no matter, and also the fact that in a civilian government you are free to commend, you are able to condemn, you are able to criticize. In most military government, you are not allowed to do that. You get missing, you go to jail. And all the freedom that we're expressing now, that we condemn government, we criticize government, and governments are making changes, governments are making U-turns, is because of democracy. But in the absence of that, when you criticize a military government, you are gone. We've seen a lot of people, and a lot of people who have been killed, who have been jailed. I was a victim when I was a student. So when we're talking about military intervention in governance, I'm not talking just as a commentator. I'm talking as a victim, as a student union leader. I was incarcerated for this. So when I'm talking about that, all week, what were we doing? We were demonstrating against SAP riot and SAP imposition of SAP on government. And what we do? We ended up with 6 months in prison. So what we're talking about here, so when we're talking about military governance, it is an aberration. Some young boys will just think that they are smarter than every other person. Every advice that does not resonate with them, you are against their government and you are going to prison. So Gani Fahimi went to prison. Fela was going to prison. His mom was killed, and many Nigerians suffer it. So when we talk about military government, it's an aberration and should be condemned by everyone.
Okay. George, we're talking Benin, the West African country. For our viewers that are just joining, Benin, a little of Benin is that it's a diverse population country with about 14 million people, and the country has enjoyed intermittent democracy actually in the past 2 decades. The official capital is Porto Novo. George, we saw what happened this weekend. Oba is saying something else. I will ask Oba a question later. But George, tell us, what was your view?
I was following the news about a group of soldiers stormed the TV in Benin Sunday, declaring that they had dissolved the government, but their coup was over in just hours because it was foiled. Actually, the attempt was quickly crushed by Benin loyalist forces, backed critically by Nigerian fighter jets and troops who answer president's call, for help. And the regional alarm bells ringing. African leaders and the UN strongly condemned the move, fearing it threatens stability in the region that's seen. Now, what we are noticing after studying this whole entire thing, we saw what happened. Now you know already that the reason why the coup was taking place was because of bad governance.
Armed forces
Okay?
had foiled
So,
a coup attempt.
Okay, because of bad
Go ahead,
governance.
George.
And now we also understand that French government itself was actually actively involved in foiling this coup, because a real democratic holdout, while the situation is now under control, this attempt rattles a West African nation that has been relatively stable democracy for 2 decades, but the president is playing some games that is not democratic in nature. So we know that when this happened, the president called Macron in France. Macron called our president, letting him know, okay, this is one of the countries that we're in control of. So now President Tinubu, without contacting the Senate or the House, sent troops to foil this. Now, hopefully, he's going to be able to write a letter to the House and to the Senate, letting them know what he did on Sunday. But the point about it is I understand where Dr. Olufemi is coming in regards to that the worst kind of democratic government is always better than a military government. That's not true. In theory, it is. In theory, it is. But there are so many places where the civilian government is even worse. Look at what's happening in Cameroon. They call it democracy. Is that democracy? That is the democracy. So, you see, most of these African nations that are being taken over by the military is as a result of bad governance. If we have to stop the nonsense happening, we must, the people that are in power must also ensure that when they take over don't go over there playing games. This man already changed the 5-year term to 7-year term, now preparing to install another person in that place. So all these little things, they're handing over democracy to us. With enlightened enlightened society, it can work relatively well. But what is happening in Africa today, you see that happening all over the place. You see the control of this foreign government, Western world over us. So what we need to do is to ensure there is actually accountability with democracy in Africa. Because if you want to stop the coups that are taking place, if you look at the news, you will see the public chanting that they were happy that the government, the president is gone. Look at what happened in Burkina Faso. What happened in Niger Republic? All these things, we need to really pay attention to it. Yes, indeed, all things being equal, democracy is the best type of government if it is a government by the people, for the people, with the people. But what we are seeing in Africa is a lot of tainted, foiled democracy that is, bringing about all these coup that is taking place. So we need to be very, very careful. Let's condemn the system that is really happening. And by the way, while we are at it, Nigerian government was able to now send troops to Benin Republic to stop the coup there. Why yet in Nigeria we couldn't even, we couldn't even do anything with our the insurgency that is happening in Nigeria? Isn't that hypocrisy? Isn't that hypocrisy?
Big one,
you
George.
You can go to another country and stop the coup that is happening. But then the insurgency that is happening in Nigeria, that's absolute hypocrisy. And I don't know if that is not the case. I don't know what it is. Honestly speaking.
No.
George, 100 of these children have been released.
I disagree with you.
You can disagree with all due respect, but I tell you what, because you see, sometimes I hope Dr. Olufemi, don't be like Reno Omokri. If you're looking for,
I'm not Reno Omokri. It is an intellectual. No. It is intellectual. It is intellectual laziness. It is intellectual laziness to compare the coup in Benin to insurgency in Nigeria. It's intellectual laziness. Now listen, intellectual laziness. We are talking about few soldiers in the police in radio station, and then you are talking about insurgency in the bush. Please, for goodness sake, they are two different things. Please. Please stop insulting the Nigerian army. Stop insulting
It's
the
not.
Nigerian army.
I'm
talking about
okay, where I will come in, George, yes, George, where I will agree with you, Dr. Femi. Let's be honest. We want to be politically
We are not
correct.
honest. We are comparing apple and car. I'll go apple and orange. We are comparing apple and orange. Now, can I please? Yes, can I please interject here? Please, this is an insult on the integrity of Nigerian army. Two things. I said, hold on.
Nigerian
It's an intellectual laziness to say that these two are two things. One, the president of Benin Republic asked for assistance. That is one. And the people that they are attacking, they are going to flush out are in the radio station, a few army men taking over government, and they've been flushed out. End of story. We're talking about insurgency that is both religious, both tribal, and both criminal. Over the years, you are comparing the two things. Nigerian government, hold on, please. Nigerian government has been to Liberia. Nigerian army has been to Liberia. Nigerian army has been to Sierra Leone, and they've restored democracy. And we are not just looking at that. We're just please don't insult Nigerian army.
No, I'm not insulting Nigerian army. I'm talking about the government. The government.
The government what?
Listen, the army cannot just go on their own. The army will be ordered. The army did not go to Benin by themselves. They went there because they were ordered by the government, by the president. Right?
Yes.
Okay, listen to this.
Yes.
What happened in KB? KB.
Oh, goodness me.
No, look at this. Listen, stop ignoring facts that are on ground. These people, when they now they're beginning because of the new appointed Minister of Defense. He's looking into it right now. 30 minutes before they came.
They are two different things. We are talking about two different things. You are two different things. Two different things.
Let me come in here now. Let me come in here. But Femi, let me pick some words George used. Actually, the move was on democratic, if you want to say, because logically the president sent a message to the Senate. Yes, so the process of just going
on Sunday
the war. Normally there has to be the process of going to the Senate, asking the Senate to allow the Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Army,
that is not true. That is not true. Well,
you see, what we have in Africa is all because of France dominance, and that is what those people wanted to also come out from.
Please, Mark,
clothes and the bondage of the French people.
We are being watched all over the world on your media platform. Please let's do intellectual illiteracy. Let me explain something to you. By law, let me explain to you. I have just read the part of the Constitution in Nigeria that says if you have an emergency situation, you don't wait for the Senate before you go and write a letter. The government has, I think, between 5 and 8 days to inform the National Assembly of what they have done. That is what the law says. It happened on a Sunday. You expect the government to wait until Monday or Tuesday to write to the Senate so that the Senate will now sit and then they now send troops. It doesn't work like that. It's an emergency situation.
That's an external affair. That's an external affair. This constitutional thing you quoted now is for internal inside Nigeria. It's not. It doesn't go out to other countries. Nigeria has no business going to obstruct anything happening in Benin. All because France called for France for their help.
France did not call Benin Republic asked for help.
No, France did.
Benin Republic asked for help.
France did call. Macron called Tinubu. So don't say France didn't call. Macron called Tinubu. And Macron calling Tinubu is to protect their interests. France's interest.
Oh goodness! Please, for goodness, can we stop this? Can we stop this?
You stop it! What are you doing? What are you doing?
All right, gentlemen.
So, would you express? So, that's a military coup.
What I'm saying.
let's go to the story.
No, hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. All I'm saying is
right,
this. Constitutionally, according to the Nigerian Constitution, we are not faulting Tinubu for moving immediately and sending the troop over there to stop. But he has until 12 noon today to make sure that he writes to the Senate about the move he made. That's the Constitution. It is there. So now what we're saying also is this. If we can move that quick, we're not saying that the military is not capable. We're saying there are complicit individuals that are stopping the move and hijacking the move of the military to go and take care of this insurgency in the
north of Nigeria.
Yes,
in the north of Nigeria. The way they did in Benin should also be applied in the north of Nigeria. That's George's viewers. George,
what I'm saying is this: Benin Republic was just one spot. One spot. Nigerian insurgency is on about 200 spots at the same time, and you want Nigerian army to be on every spot. The Minister for Defense, the Minister for Defense. Can I finish speaking? Can I finish speaking? Now, can I finish speaking? You mentioned some things here. You said, democracy in Cameroon. The democracy in Cameroon, the terrible democracy in Cameroon is backed by the military. Is military backed. That's why it has not fallen all this while. So if we're talking about that, it's a military backed democracy, terrible democracy. And you said there is rejoicing in Benin Republic because of the coup. Can you hear me?
So we're saying bad the president.
Yes. There was. Hold on. Let me finish. Can I finish?
On the street of Otonopo, people were rejoicing.
On the street of Cotonou, there were jubilation. There were jubilation on the street of Libya when Mama Gaddafi was killed. Today, 14 years today, they don't have a government. All the people that were jubilating are being killed off by the insurgents. So all this jubilation does not make any difference. Most of the young people that are jubilating there now do not even know what military government really means. If there's a coup in Nigeria today, I'm sure some part of Nigeria will be jubilating. Hey, Tinubu has gone up. They have been removed. Some people will jubilate because they don't know what military junta means. They think military junta. I've seen on the social media when people are celebrating military junta, the military should come over. They don't know what military government means because they've never been there. When they tell what military government means, they will smell. They will poo in their pants. Please, let us just be realistic. Tinubu government, the Nigerian government went to save democracy. Simple. Went to save democracy. We are talking about democratic governance, and there be improvement. There be improvement in really democracy.
Africa. Democracy has not helped Africa, Dr. Femi. Let's be honest.
As military help Africa.
Democracy so far has not helped anybody in Africa. I mean, I'm talking of a large chunk of the populace. People are suffering.
As military help Nigeria,
group of people.
As military help Nigeria,
from all this democracy thing, and that is because they are wired to the colonial
as military government help Nigeria.
Dr. Femi, me and you were abroad today because democracy has not
helped Africa. Military governance help Nigeria.
Listen to me. Listen.
No,
I'll ask a question.
Hold on.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Côte d'Ivoire.
As military government help Nigeria.
Ibrahim Traoré.
As military government help Nigeria.
Ibrahim Traoré.
What's Ibrahim Traoré?
You don't know who that is?
Who is that? Who?
He's mentioning names of the leaders in all of those places that have gone off from the clause
of let us leave politics. Let us leave politics out of this. Do you know something that there's something fundamental that we are missing out here? When we are talking about military government, there is what is called the height of propaganda and the height of killing opposition voices. So therefore, what you are getting from Traoré is the machinery of propaganda of a military at work. Any opposition to what he wants to put out is killed. If you oppose him, you are gone. That is what happened. During Babangida era, Everything was Babangida was this, Babangida, until they left. Abacha was this, until there was opposition to it. Please, for goodness sake, I'm so appalled that we are talking about we are like praising military government on this platform.
We are
military?
not praising
military days. Please,
we are not
please,
praising
I'm hurt.
military
I am
government.
hurt that
We are
doing this.
condemning.
Okay.
We are condemning the style of democracy.
We've used half of the minute, half of the hour to
we are condemning. Who are condemning the style of democracy in Africa? The populace have not received any dividends to solve.
That is not the issue here.
That is the reason why a lot of these countries are being overthrown by military government because of bad governance. Like it or not, it's the truth.
Gentlemen.
So let's not lie.
That's the truth. Let's not lie. You see, the thing is, Olufemi wants to be very politically correct, like they say, but I mean,
not politically correct. It's personal. It is personal.
Speak out of
it is personal. It's not political correctness.
Empathy. We talk about
it is personal.
We talk about
I have friends who are shot at by military because they are demonstrating.
I am for democracy. Okay. But I want kind of democracy that works, that brings dividends to the populace.
But you have
okay.
Mark,
it's
Mark and George, you let it nurture. You nurture democracy. You don't buy democracy.
How many years?
Years now. You're nurturing what?
60.
After 60 years? What are you talking?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh boy.
Look at,
all right,
look at
German, let's move on.
Look at Dubai.
Yeah,
look at Singapore.
Look at
Dubai doesn't have democracy. They don't have democracy. They don't. Dubai don't.
Singapore
UAE don't have democracy. UAE don't have democracy.
Gentlemen, let's move on. We have other stories to cover, even though we have quite some number of viewers with us.
Yeah, go on.
Let's move on. I know it's the passion. It's still viewers. It's still this man here. These are passionate Nigerians that want good. So anyway we bring it, we come from both ends, two sides, and it's nice that we have that kind of dialogue. Gentlemen, let's come to another story again on democracy, if you call it. Mike Okire, the former police IGP, says that because I'm concerned about this story. My father was a military man, not a police.
Not Okiro.
Yes, Okiro. So he warns that the police salary cannot meet the rising cost of living in Nigeria. He also warns that there has to be urgent welfare improvement to boost the police morale in Nigeria. And truly, the Nigerian police are not, it's not looking good. The barracks are like, you need to see the barracks where these men live. So how can they come to the streets and rob and extort money? George, let me start with you. So this is what the former IGP is talking about. What do you say, George?
Well,
the police needs...
We've seen it in the past. We don't consider police as part of, the package of our government. The police are the executioners of the governance, just like the political and the judiciary. So now, when you come to Nigeria, one section is lacking so badly that it is such an insult and a shame on our democracy. We have the political elite, we have the judiciary, and we have the executioners. And this particular group here, they have been so maligned, put aside, and just messed up. This man is warning because one of the major problems is we need to increase the police force, but no attraction to even, if you come here in North America, people with 4-year degree, they go into police force. I know quite a few number of Nigerians who've graduated with master's degree, they go into police force. But in Nigeria, there is no attraction. You see them languishing on the roads, macheted. Their residences are not being taken care of. Yet, when it comes to increasing their salary, it becomes a problem. But the government, the politicians themselves can approve big, huge, humongous, salary increase for themselves. When you compare one person's salary, a House of Representatives with all the perks that come with it, that would take you off a whole station in a police station in Nigeria. Is that fair? That's a question we really need to ask. Is that fair? Because welfare equals security. Okay? This man is insisting, he is insisting there's a direct link For police to protect citizens effectively, the government must first prioritize better pay and fair treatment for the officers themselves. The reason why they're out there taking a little naira here and there is to feed their families. A moral crisis is happening in our police force. He issued a stark warning. Okay, this is one of the things he said. If welfare does not improve, the police morale will keep plummeting, leaving the officers and the public they serve in a vulnerable state. Okay? So from the promises to action, they have already been promised. His final plea is for the swift movement, urging the government to turn announced welfare improvement to tangible, immediate action to build a stronger police force. It is important. We cannot overemphasize this. This is one of those things that they need to do. Give them a better places, build them good quarters to live, for goodness sake. We were looking at one of the quarters in Benin that was so bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, thank you, George. George, you said this. Yes. Is it not logical that when the economic situation of a country goes high, I mean, people's income should also follow that suit. The police can be earning lesser, and life around them is on the high side. Tell us.
Good. First, before we go into this, I am not going to go at this from a different perspective. Who is Michael Kiro, former Inspector General of Police? What was his contribution to this complaint he's making about when he was Inspector General of Police? The leadership of Nigerian police is a problem. The leadership of Nigerian police, they have Police Service Commission, who have been accused of stealing the funds that was apportioned to the Nigerian police. Go and look at the records. Nigerian Police Service Commission. They have accused the leadership of Nigerian police of stealing the money that was given. You remember there was a time the issue of uniform came when they changed their uniform. They gave billions to change their uniform, and police were asked to come and buy the uniform from their bosses. That is corruption. Corruption in the high places in the police. So when we are talking about maintenance, the government is not. We have to be careful in this. There are allocation to the police, but the leadership of police in Nigeria is questionable. Even within the ranks and files of police, the Nigerian factor, the corrupt Nigerian factor is when they collect money from the police station, they go and give the DPO his bigger share and the other share. So when we talk about this, if you talk about maintenance culture, please, allow me to give a personal example. When I was in Nigeria, on my street, there was a time there were armed robbery issued in my estate. What we did was put money together. We built a police station. We bought a pickup van into the police station. Do you know what? The policemen were selling the tires of those vehicles. The policemen were selling the tire. After a while, they sold the engine of the pickup that we bought. The policemen. And what is it? Who did it? Hold on. Who did it? Who did it? They said, oh, the people that left. So what I'm talking about is this. I'm not saying that the issue is just, it goes beyond just police. It goes beyond the leadership of police. It is an embedded criminality in us as a Nigerian. The leadership of it, the government has their own part of it. Maintenance culture in it is involved in it. Also, the nepotism in Nigerian police also is involved. A lot of things that is involved in Nigerian police. If you give them 1 million naira today, they will still go to the police checkpoint to collect money, because some of them join the police to collect money in the checkpoint. That's why they join the police. Okay. So please,
let's see some images. These are very little to what we have real. These are police barracks. This is where people come out from to go and work for government.
Okay.
Now,
can I ask a question?
Imagine living in this kind of place. How kind of life will this person be? I mean, this is why there will be corruption in the police, because coming out from a house like this. Yes. Okay.
I want to, Dr. Femi.
Yes.
Dr. Femi. Who is it who is responsible to clean up the acts of the police?
Police Service Commission.
Okay. If the Police Service Commission is corrupt, who else is responsible to ensure? Because if you listen to one of the first things, this man said, he said the former Inspector General is calling for dedicated task to ensure all directives from the police leadership are actually being followed on ground. So he was there, whether he was clean or corrupt, it doesn't matter to us. We are talking about today. Now, if there is ardent corruption in the police, whose responsibility is it? Isn't it the government ought to be looking into that, to send out an independent investigators to look through all of this and investigate it and then clean it up? So why are we complaining? Because listen to this though, I mean, I'm talking about a person living in such a deplorable, despicable place like this. Now they're going to get up in the morning and they're going to go to work. Their salary is not even enough to feed their family. And we are seeing these images and then we are complaining publicly in the media and nothing is being done. A former inspector came out and said, hey, let's get an independent investigation.
We don't need independence, anything. We need state police. Every state, go and sort yourself out. We need state police. All this is when you have federal thing, it is too far away from Abuja to go and maintain house in Wari, to go and maintain police quarters in Ibianu, to go and maintain in Abeokuta. Let the state manage the police and therefore provide amenities for the police at the state level. The hierarchy is too big for us to maintain police stations the way we do. Go and look at where some estates and some local government are building police stations, beautiful police station, equipped for their state. Look at what Lagos State is doing for the police. Buying cars, some states are doing it. Was it Enugu State or one state in the east bought drone and all the stuff, bought vehicles and all. If the state begin to manage their police, they start building houses, they start maintaining their salary. If I join the Nigerian police in Ogun State and I find that the services are not good enough, I can go to Ondo State and go and join the police in Ondo State when the services are better and I put my services there. The fact that we are still having a central police system is terrible, is corrupt. It's corrupt. That's it.
Okay. Uneasy is the head.
All right, gentlemen. Let's take
is the head that wears the crown because everything goes straight back to the government, to the president. So the president can make a call and form an independent investigation. Because whether you have a state police or not, you still have a federal police. They have it all over. So if that corruption is still there, it will trickle down to the state police if we don't clean up that system. I can guarantee you that.
Gentlemen, you are both spilling hot here. So take a glass of water. Take a glass. We'll come back a few minutes. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.
Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
Or whoever you are, to be using Rolls Royce. If you have money for Rolls Royce, you should go and put up an industry in your locality or anywhere part of Nigeria, wherever that you feel there is a need, and that's why really sometimes it pains me when I go to the local airport, whether it's here or Lagos, you see that to even find a parking of your plane is impossible. Everybody has a private jet. Those private jets will be in industries so that we can create jobs, because today, luckily, some people maybe they don't know the position of the country as we speak, because population growth is 8.7 million babies every year. So 8.7 million babies every year, we have to be in a lot of things. We have to deliver power, we have to deliver infrastructure, we have to deliver this. That's why a company like ours, really, we are never really, if you look at all companies, the taxes that we're paying is high. We don't.
Gentlemen, let's talk about this. That's Aliko Dangote, Nigerian businessman. He said instead of using your money to buy private jets, Rolls Royce, you could use it to establish companies and create jobs in your community. He's always shocked to see that there are no parking space at the airport because everybody's buying jets instead of investing in. I know it's off the talk, but because of something that Dr. Femi, I think we all agree with this comment of Aliko Dangote. Do you all agree with it? You agree with it, George?
I agree with him 100%. But you see,
I agree 120%.
What is happening today is the mentality that we all have. Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint. Everybody is building their own little kingdoms. You want to have a private jet, you want to have this, you want to have that. You know, they're spending their money where they can be able to live comfortably right now. But the point about it is this: when the mentality changes, like this man who is the richest man in the whole entire Africa, is telling you the belief system, what made him to be so great. It is not about him making, you know, if you collect $2 million today, you want to go and buy Rolls Royce and buy a private jet. It is about you thinking about where everybody's looking at the government, It is time for us to start looking at individuals. How are they, the money that you are collecting, the money that you are making, how are you spending it? Is it for your own personal aggrandizement, or is it to, you know, help to create jobs? And there got to be, the government must establish a conducive environment for such to happen. This is what the government is supposed to do. It is not the government to start businesses, it's to create an environment where people can easily invest, aid them and help them at, you know, aid them at the very beginning. So in the end, they will be able to grow, expand, and create more jobs for the, you know, for their communities. So I agree.
Dr. Femi, why did you agree with it, Dr. Femi?
I totally agree with him. As I said last week, you remember, we have a serious pandemic in Africa, especially in Nigeria. We tend to want to live big, even bigger than we can make. We want to show. We have this show-off mentality. You see little boys who are musicians, entertainers, they just make some money. They don't have any depth of investment. Or they go buy Rolls Royce, they buy McLaren, and start driving. They buy 6-7 cars and put it on the road. Also just show off. No depth of investment in them. Besides this, we have this mentality that every boy, when you go to a party, you must show off that you have more than enough. So this mentality is an American.
I want to prove you wrong. I'm close to some of these entertainers, these showbiz people. It's not true. The thing is, they don't let you know. Do you know that Thames, there's a young lady called Thames, that lady that's in the Nigerian Thames, that won't go. You know, she has shares in some football club in the United States. Where George
How
is.
many Rolls Royce did you see Thames on? Did you see Thames with Rolls Royce? Did you see Thames on Rolls Royce?
I'm just saying that's an example. Davido and all the rest all do have, they have businesses, but it's all coded, you know.
What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this.
Some of the social media that we
I
run.
understand. I understand. Yeah, there are some of them. I'm not saying all of them. There are some of them who are smart investors. For example, the young boy that Mr. Easy that married Otedola's daughter. Ireland is a massive investor in properties all over the world. Yes. Now, you have some of them who are smart like that. You have smart of one or some of them. Yeah, but the thing is this: while they are doing all this, the show of the facade they put out there give impression of big boy. Let's do the big boy. So yes, And they've forgotten that in showing this off, they are role models to a lot of young people. So the young people is that if you ask a young boy in Nigeria, what do you want to become? I want to become a millionaire. What is a millionaire? Ask a Nigerian on the street of Lagos that, can I give you 500,000 naira and give you $20? He will say $20. He won't think it will $20. So he will think dollars. He don't think like that. So it's a mentality of this is a mentality that is like encapsulates an African mind, that whenever I go somewhere, I must show off. You see people driving vehicles they cannot afford. You see somebody struggling, they will have 3, 4, 5 cars in their house, and they will begging somebody on social media to give him money to buy fuel into it. So that's a mentality that we have. It's a show-off mentality. Who buys planes and put it in the hangar and go and sit down in their house? Who does that? Who does that here?
But your category of people are also more of that thing. The pastors, Nigerian pastors, is a show now. They want to have 2, 3 private jets. The one was saying on the pulpit.
See the churches and their outfits. See the churches and their outfits. Forget about private jets, Mark, Sir George. Forget about private jets. Look at the convoys that follows pastors. Look at the vehicles they drive, and look at the mentality of the people around them. It's like a mini God has arrived. I am a Pentecostal a member of a church, but listen, for goodness sake, we live too large, and we are talking about Christianity. Yes, it is good to show that God is good in my life, but in the way that we show it is that, it's because I serve God, I become a millionaire. And who will become a millionaire of? For the people. Go and ask what Kigami did to them. Look at how what Kigami did to them.
I echo your sentiment very highly, because it is the tithes and offerings of these that are building some of the schools, some of these major private schools, that even the members of the church cannot even be able to attend it because they can't afford it. So you see, that's the mentality. There was a few years ago, a radio young man started attacking this tithes and offering that was going on, and it became viral. He went all over the world. And that is the reason why, and they have shut him up right now, I believe. Maybe they've given him money not to say anything anymore. But the argument was, if I'm giving money to the church, and then the pastor is making money, the church is making money, and the church is building schools, my children cannot attend the school because I don't have enough money to send them there. So who owns that property? Is it the private business of the pastor, or is it a congregation that owns the church? And that is something that we really need to change our mentality to, because
gentlemen, this is why I love hanging out with you guys. These topics, these things we say, are very crucial. Viewers, we have quite a number of them here. We see these are issues that needs to be addressed, because somehow our mentality, like Dr. Olufemi is saying, is being warped up. We're going a different direction to where people are going to. The white man might be very rich, but you still see him doing things, still see him as an ordinary person. The other time I saw Piers, the Virgin Atlantic man, what's his name again? And it was like a casual thing. The old guy in the place, Virgin Atlantic owner.
Do you know that some
I was just hanging around like.
Do you know that Sam Walton, the owner of Walmart?
Walmart.
What he drove was a pickup truck until his death.
Okay. That's it. All right, gentlemen, let's do some small news. I don't know if you need to talk about this, but there is an ongoing clash going on now. Thailand and Cambodia, they share border together. So there is a border airstrike on both sides. Each of them are trying to probably initiate a war. We have clips coming out from there, and we want to stick it that it doesn't go more than this. So this morning, escalating tension on both nations, accusing each other of firing. This one said, you fired first. This one said, you fired first. People are running so far, one death, but I think it might be more than that very soon. Let's see image coming out from there, Thailand. Let's see that one. Okay, I think we missed that.
Is the
okay,
video
so
in Thailand?
Yes,
is the video in Thailand?
No. It's the studio did the wrong thing. Studio is doing the wrong thing. Okay, that's the story from Thailand. Cambodia urges Thailand people to stop every hostility and stops. Now let's come to Kaduna. Let's come to Kanu. We hear that Kanduji, the former governor, unveiled his own HISBAB team, comprising of about 12,000 military boys in Kanu. The question here is, can one individual now set up your own military, paramilitary organization? Dr. Femi, did you get that news from Kanu?
No, I've not been able to verify that information. Okay. So I am very limited with knowledge on it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. So anyway, the story is Kanu governor pushes ahead with the new HISBAB initiative, and you have some of them. That pictures of there. Kanduji says he's going ahead to do this, and some people are saying it's against the teaching of it's against the state's law, but he wants to do it anyway. So we move on to. Go ahead, George.
We need to talk about this a little bit, okay? Because the group that is advocating this is warning that the move allegedly orchestrated by the former state official loyal to Kanduje is the one doing it. So what we are seeing here, we're advocating for state police, but yet in another form they are doing a state police without a state police, because that's what you're seeing. 12,000 people that are doing, that are being trained as a force to protect the city, protect the, residents. It's a form of a police, a state police. So why can't we just facilitate this? The government, federal government, go ahead, go through the House and go through the Senate and begin to form state police. We've already all said it. Everybody agrees that it's something that is needed. This man now bringing, 12,000 people to train them. This is a form of state police. They can all be, vetted and then put in there. And let's make sure that the faces of these people that they are putting there are not people that are coming out of the forest to become another problem to the communities. Because these are young men. We don't know where they're coming from, who is forming them, who is vetting them, what qualifications do they have? Are they those repentant militants that are coming out? So we need to do this formally.
Can I make a comment on that?
All right.
Can I make a comment on this? Now, this issue of state police have been too much in the burner for a while. Now, we are not doing justice to it. You know why I say we're not doing justice to it? The state governors who are supposed to be in forefront of this are not doing anything. Reason is that there are the security votes that they have been stealing for many decades will have a direction now. So we are not looking at why they are not doing it. So the security vote they are talking, they've been sitting on and been stealing for decades, will now have a purpose. So it will have a constitutional direction towards their security vote. So they don't want it. That is why you have not seen the move for security, for state policing. So because now, if they have, I have 5 billion for security vote, then how are you gonna? What would you not use? Why would you not use for state police? They won't, because that is personal money they steal every month. So we need to begin to put this, like Sir George just said, like these people in Kanu to be funded with state police and then absorb into the Kanu state police and see how they can use them to secure Kanu. Why Amotekun? Amotekun has been in the burner for a while. The only person that was pushing for Amotekun was, God rest his soul, Governor Akeredolu. He was a major frontier and financial for Amotekun. The moment that man died, everybody just went back to bed. Until recently, they're not talking about it. But what is the security vote for? That is money government. We need to call them out. Governors should be called out. They are bandits. They are the one causing all this crisis. Security is local. Why would somebody live in my forest and I don't know them if there's police, and police at the local government, police at the state level? When policing was done locally in London, security was called the Republican. When we were young, we used to call them, or in this country, we used to call them Ibeji, because they walk bobbies, they walk around together. And that was security was it. So why can we not have security at the local government level and at state level? Because the governors will have to account for the security vote. End of story.
Okay, you know
End of
something.
story.
You know
And you know, in lieu to what
Okay.
you said, they will now go to the Senate and make sure that the Senate doesn't approve.
They won't. They won't.
No. You see,
them.
some of the police officers that are in the states right now can be converted into state police. And the money that they used to pay them from the federal government will now go to the state to take care of these people. Plus,
It won't be enough. It won't be enough.
Listen, with the security force, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly. And that is the reason why you're not seeing them move forward. You see them quiet.
Thank
you see them trying to form a bubagu type of situation. And all these Kanduje, they're exactly the same thing that he's doing. So what I'm saying is this: the federal government needs to step up and man up, put together a strategy and a plan. Not everybody is going to be a state police. You must graduate. Number one, you must qualify. They gotta be vetted. You don't want criminals into the police force, where in the middle of the night they will turn around after policing during the day. They'll turn around and become bandits at night. You gotta vet these people. So, and that's exactly what part of the situation that needs to happen. The federal government must put a plan together for all the states, and then convert some of the state police to be federal police officers in that state into state police. And then the money that they're being paid will now be taken to that state to take care of this people, plus the new ones that they are bringing in. Therefore, the security money that is being given to governors will not be spent. And that's why I know what you're talking about. That's why they're not saying anything, because they're playing with that money.
That's it. That's it, John. All right, gentlemen, we have 2 more topics, but because our time is running out, we might leave the other one. But I thought, George, Kanu not being around will reduce the violence in the Southeast, but violence is still blowing everywhere in the Southeast. George, this morning we saw a video of the killing in Ihiala, Anambra. Last week it was Uguta in Imo State. So do you guys think, and if you guess what happened this morning, I popped a press release saying Southeasterners, Diaspora, that they want them to come home. The land is safe now. Let them come home. So it's all complicated, and that could be a ploy to make them come home and begin to kidnap them again. You know. So George, we hope to see a reduced violence, hostility in Southeast. What do you say? The killings now is also.
Yeah, because there's one that happened in Anambra State, a shocking attack on sacred ground, where heavily armed assailants stormed St. Andrew's Anglican Church. Anglican Church, you know, so we don't know who did this, but we need to find out exactly who did this, because it gotta be the local people that are, doing this kind of nonsense. So, they stormed there and they actually killed the wife of the priest.
That's what we heard.
They killed the wife of the priest. So, and then 2 others that were also killed, and then they put ablaze the church. So the wife of the pastor was killed, and many people were injured. And this is exactly what we are talking about. If we have state police, when they are called upon to come, it is easier because they are local people. They know their people. It's easy for them to get information about the people who did these things.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and then also when we begin the state police, we have to have a place where people can call and report what is going on, and without exposing the people who make all these calls. Because when we begin that vigilante group, but through the police state police, it will help to curb some of these mess. Look at what is happening. Burn the church, kill the pastor. This thing could be hired people that we are paid by maybe an enemy of this pastor, enemy of this church, who went over there to kill the wife and kill some, destroy the whole property. It is intolerable and should not be allowed.
Intolerable should not be allowed. But this is what we're saying. I thought, Dr. Femi, with the verdict on Kanu Nnamdi, people will lay down all and say, okay, it's over. But we still have violence going on. Last week, it was Ukuta. There were about 6 people that were killed. And now
you have to understand, massive, you have copycats.
Yeah.
The opportunity is them for all these copycats to go out there and do evil. More than likely, you will be surprised if investigation is done. This might not have anything to do with IPOB or ESN or any of this other group that we have already termed. It could be copycats who are out there just causing havoc. It could be some of these IPOB members who formed another group to go and become a group that will be paid to go and destroy properties and kill people. But we need to nip this thing in the bud.
You remember some years back, there was a killing. There were killings in a church like this. Later, it was discovered that it was a crisis in South Africa that actually led to because somebody took their drug money and ran to Nigeria, and they came to come and kill his parents in the church. It has nothing to do with politics or anything. It was a drug war. So anything can be behind this. It might not be IPOB. It might be any other thing.
It might not be.
But George, IPOB says, me and you should come home. They say, come home. George, will you go home?
There is nothing like IPOB in my book. There is nothing like that.
Imagine, Dr. Femi, imagine a ragtag group of people and making statements and in a state.
And let me tell you something. Whoever
people are now saying who goes and who comes.
No. You see, what is happening right here is this. Another person is rising up again to begin to increase their voices. Okay?
Yes.
This is exactly how Simon Ekpa took and went to Finland and begin to cause havoc in our place. Find out who wrote that thing, who is giving that statement,
and be arrested,
and let them arrested. Lock them up, so that tomorrow they will not rise up and do anything again. That's how we stop all this nonsense.
We have to go. We have to go. But that funny video you saw earlier from the error from the studio, it's something to. Okay, so what you guys are seeing there, for those of you, the trending video, it's a trending video of what happened this morning. It's the installation of the Ye Asiwaju of Gbogboile Odua. That's the president's wife. So she's been coronated with the title, and Adeleke, the governor, is the one with the presentation. Now he took so much time singing and dancing, and the president's wife and warned him that he has to stop that music and dancing. And she came again the second time and said, "Okay, I will have to switch off the mic if you continue singing and dancing." So,
the man is a clown. No, but that's protocol. The man does not know protocol. The man is a clown. He does not respect the office of the governor of a state in Southwest. It diminishes the quality of statesmanship. He goes to a just jumping up and down. If he wants to be an entertainer, he should drop the office and go and join his nephew. This man. So when I see please, there is work to be done in Osun State, and this man is just jumping up and down like a
Dr. Femi, Dr. Femi, you see, you're in London, and the smoke of the royal family is affecting you. You're too square. Oh. This man is doing a great job in his state.
What job?
He's a dancing governor doesn't mean that he's not doing a good job.
What job?
Man, oh my God, go and research and see what he has done. He's doing a fantastic job in that state. I'm serious.
What job?
Let the man
what
dance.
Job?
Let him
but
dance.
a little of humor, a little of humor in work is not bad. For me, I don't see anything wrong with him dancing.
With that.
And
make me a governor today, I would dance. So if I'm the president of Nigeria, I will lighten the heart of everybody.
Probably this is his own way of releasing tension.
Releasing tension. As the president of Nigeria.
He's very going to dance.
Now, gentlemen, we have to go. We have to go. Our time, we've used 10 minutes extra of our time. It's been fun. It's been fun. And truly, we also had a good number of viewers today. Dr. Femi, thank you for coming, taking your time from your walk, join. We appreciate you and the views, your opinions, and all you bring. Big George, thank you. You guys are awesome. So Wednesday, and we'll be here again. So until then, yes, have a great night.
Bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria and bless our president and his wife and all the governors and all the House of Representatives and their families. Protect them, grant them, that blissful type of protection and the life and prosperity that will trickle down all the way to the last person in Nigeria in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Beautiful.
God bless Nigeria.
So I leave you.
Guys.
Yes, thank you guys. So until we come again next time. Bye-bye.